Okay, so now that we've finished inputting our UDL scan tool data, we're going to go in and get our data and analyze it. So for this video, you're going to need two things open. You'll need your web browser with your copy of the UDL tool brought up, and you'll need the Excel sheet, which you can download from our website, titled UDL Analysis Template. Once you have both of these things up, please proceed with this video. Alright, so the first thing we're going to work with is our web browser where we have our copy of the UDL tool brought up. You'll notice that under the Responses tab, we now have an indicator of 1 saying that we have one response, which is the response we made earlier. It's exactly what we want to see. So if you click under the Responses tab and go to Change Response Destination, Google will ask you where you want your data to output to. Now you can really let this default if you'd like. We're not honestly going to work in Google Sheets very much, so I'm just going to let that default to this copy of UDL tool parenthetical responses. Go ahead and click Create. Once you've done that, you'll see Google set up the spreadsheet, and once it's done there, we can go ahead and click View Responses. Now that'll open up a new tab where our responses will be located. Once you're inside this tab, I want you to go to File, Download As, and click on Microsoft Excel. Now, depending on what web browser you're in will determine how this option looks to you, but whatever steps you need to take, go ahead and get this Excel file open. Alright, once we have our Excel file open, Microsoft Excel will almost always default to a protected view. I want you to go ahead and enable editing, and then I want you to click on the number 2 in the rows so that the entire second row is highlighted. Then right-click on the 2 and go to Copy. You'll notice that Microsoft Excel has shown that this entire row is copied. Now I want you to navigate to the UDL analysis template, and I want you to click on the second row of that template, right-click, and go to Paste. You'll notice that there's a second tab in this template called Scores. If you click on that, you'll see a generation of our data, both textual and visual. Now, for the sake of illustration, I answered no to everything on the UDL scan tool. So you'll see that reflected here in that I have 0 out of 35 possible points here, 0 of 22 here, 0 of 7 here, and so on. If you scroll down through this sheet, you'll notice that everything is zeros. Now, for the sake of illustration, I have a second Excel file where I've answered yes to everything. So I'm going to go ahead and take this data and put it into the template just to show you what happens when we answered yes to everything. Alright, so now you'll see that I have 35 out of 35 possible points here, 22 out of 22 here, and so on. So I have received full points for everything possible on this version of the tool where I answered yes to everything. Now, of course, in real life, almost every program or module or lesson you review will have somewhere in between no points and all points. It's very rare to have either none or all. So that's really all there is to it. Now, we have another video on our website which gives you an explanation of what these various parts of UDL mean. So if you have that knowledge already, then you'll go ahead and be able to look at this and take some meaning from it. If you haven't seen that other video, please go ahead and navigate to it on our website, and then look at your data and interpret it through the lens of UDL.